We are Good. We are an Icelandic European brand founded in 2015 by myself, Agnar and Johan, my two fellow co-founders. We started in the sweetener world, but quickly pivoted into jams. So we use no added sugars and natural ingredients. We are here to disrupt the jam and spread market. We use spins for innovation, product attributes. We use it when we are designing our packaging. What message do we need to say? Because we are a no added sugar brand that uses natural ingredients, and we need to say that to the customer, who gives us maybe 3 seconds while the customer is surveying the aisles of the supermarket. So we have used spins actively in the jam category. Our focus in the beginning was to sell only in Europe, because that's basically our home market. We got picked up by a retailer called Meyer that got us into tea, and then we just learned by doing. We launched our product, we shipped them to the US, created US packaging, and step by step we became more aware of how this whole CPG market worked. And a part of that process later on was to incorporate spins to understand exactly where we're at, what targets do we need to meet, how is our category, and etc. And we've been using it ever since to innovate, scale, and most important, just knowing where we are as a brand. Basically what happened is when we got into Meyer, we got into tea as well. And tea is one of the biggest natural distributors in the US. So it was super important for us, because we just knew that we needed to establish ourselves within the natural category to gain the brand awareness, and that's our right customers in the beginning. Spins has been a really good data source in the sense of understanding that market and not just guessing, but using real actual data to pivot and scale within a category. When we started with spins, we just got great feedback, great customer service. So within that package, we got access to a client insight manager that basically showed us around the whole platform, because it's super helpful, so much data inside, but it's like a lot of things to learn. And one of the things that the client insight manager helped us with was creating our story and telling that story to retailers, to stakeholders, investors on why they should adopt this brand, to investors on how are we progressing, not just saying guesswork, here we are, just saying this is our status in store, these are our velocities, this is our ACV distribution, and etc. And it has really helped us portray where we are going and where we are as a brand. We launched 3 jams in the US market, then quickly added another. But then we saw in the data that the most popular flavors in jams were fig, a product that we didn't have before. So we quickly started to innovate it, because we knew about the opportunities to offer a no added sugar fig jam to the market. At the same time, it has been super helpful to see how should we categorize the product? What would you say? What should be the key message? No added sugar. How is it in line with spins data, and how can we move that to increase the brand awareness and get more products out there? For Good, it's super important to know which areas we should focus on. The US is the biggest market in the world, and basically today we are the top 15 biggest jam brand in the US. And as a small Icelandic brand, we have marketing budget, but we need to invest it and spend it wisely. So in our opinion, spins is a great tool in that regard to see which accounts do we need to give some more activity to get brand awareness. So we've been using regional data really well just to see the accounts, spotting the opportunities at hand, because a growth velocity is often better than acquiring new accounts. So that's a really helpful tool to see this is the key metrics, and this is what we need to do to increase the velocity. So we use spins really much in just benchmarking ourselves and seeing, is the marketing activity we are investing in, is it actually bringing us something back? So it's a super valuable tool for us as a Icelandic brand, and just trying to do well in the US market.